time to discuss the Game Awards 2021 nominees. So the Game Awards nominees just got released, and I wanted to go through some of them and talk about what my nominees are going to be, what I think is going to win, my predictions of what is going to win, and talk a bit about on the best narrative nominee. I mean, should we just do that first? Should we just get that out the way? No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I am going to skip over. Let's go to Chrome. I am going to skip over some of these because I haven't played enough to really kind of give a proper prediction on them. But we'll start off with most anticipated game, which is Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Breath of the Wild 2, and Starfield. I'm pretty certain that Elden Ring is going to win here. Partly because of just how soon it's going to come out, and the fact that I think there was already a poll for this on Twitter at some point, which had Elden Ring win. I'm really looking forward to all these. My personal is definitely going to be between Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. Probably edging out a bit on God of War Ragnarok, but very, very close together there. But I think Elden Ring will win that. Best debut indie. Ooh. I was going to say easy Kena. I'm still going to vote for Kena. I think Forgotten City might have a good chance there. I have not played the others. You know, I've heard a lot about that. I think the winner here will probably be Valheim or Kena. Valheim just through popularity, because I've heard about it a lot. My personal choice, though, is Kena. Kena was an absolutely fantastic game. One of my games of the year this year. So good. Best multiplayer. So I have not played... I'm not a big multiplayer gamer. I have seen a bunch of these being played, but if we're just talking about best game here, my vote would easily go to It Takes Two. If we're talking about what game has the best multiplayer in it, then it's probably a different story, because It Takes Two is basically a co-op game. But yeah, my vote here would definitely go to It Takes Two. Which one will win? I mean, I don't think it's going to be Back 4 Blood or New World, considering all the controversies that are going on about them at the moment. Probably be either Valheim or Monster Hunter Rise. Best family game. Now again, if we're just talking about the best game here, it's easily It Takes Two. But I'm not sure I would put It Takes Two as a family game. I would say the best family game is probably Superstars, Mario Party. Because if we're talking about, the best game to play with your family, I'm pretty sure, like, It Takes Two can only be played 2 people. And, okay, other people can watch, but, again, it also requires, like, a level of skill. Pokemon Snap is a cool one. It's only 1 player, but everyone can take turns and snap Pokemon. It's quite fun. And again, Super Mario 3D World, I think this is definitely a fun one. This is probably, like, my second choice in terms of best family game. But, again, it does require, like, a certain level of skill from your parents who are going to, who are going to be playing with you. Again, maybe this won't be a thing in the future when, like, most mum and dads will be gamers also. But yeah, I would just say Mario Party Superstars, because anyone of any skill level can play this game and have fun and potentially win. So yeah, we'll go with Superstars there, but probably, best game I think there is probably It Takes Two. Side note on Superstars, I really, really wish they would not just give us the same amount of boards and minigames they've been giving us for, like, since the N64 days. Like, really, Superstars should have come out and it should have at least 15 boards and at least 200 to 300 minigames, but there's just not enough in there. Best fighting game. Easily the Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. Right, next. No, seriously, I don't play enough fighting games. If you want to know what fighting game out of these is probably the best, I would probably go to, like, Maximilian Dude or something. and see what he says about it. Okay, best role-playing game. This one is going to be a little hard for me because I've started Shin Megami Tensei 5, which literally only came out half a week ago. So I've definitely not finished it. You know, I've not played. The only one I haven't played out of this is Monster Hunter Rise. What I will say is that the winner is definitely not going to be Scarlet Nexus. Tales of Arise was very good. Just trying to think. It's like Cyberpunk is probably also going to be a no. Just because of all the bugs and everything that we had in Cyberpunk. Yeah, I don't know. I have yet to finish Shin Megami Tensei 5, which again is very, very good at the moment. But I guess my vote will probably go to Tales. I'm guessing that Monster Hunter Rise will probably win it though. Just because Monster Hunter Rise is kind of a very different game compared to the rest of these. I think it's that multiplayer aspect that will probably elevate it. Best action adventure. Ooh. So I'm also currently playing Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's very good. It's a lot better than a lot of what the reviewers were talking about it for. I think my vote here is Resident Evil Village. Again, started off fantastically. Didn't have the best last couple of hours. My vote here would probably just go to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's just super solid in terms of gameplay, graphics, story, everything. But maybe once I finish this, maybe I change my mind. But no, I think Ratchet and Clank is definitely the vote in this section. What one I think will win? Probably Ratchet and Clank. Though I'm pretty sure the Game Awards do meddle with which one should win in certain categories, just so one game doesn't basically win every single category. But I think Ratchet and Clank there probably as well. Best action game, definitely not Far Cry 6. And probably not Back 4 Blood, even though I have heard good things about the campaign of that game. Hard to say for this one. For me, it would probably be between Deathloop and Returnal. Probably Returnal overall. Just because I just had a lot more fun with that game. I think Deathloop I probably would have enjoyed a lot more if you actually had to work out for yourself how to reach that final ending. But yeah, so probably Returnal for me here. And I'm not sure which one will actually win this one, because like Returnal is pretty well known, but again, it's only a PS5 game and not many people have a PS5. I'm wondering if like the masses might just vote for Far Cry 6. Ooh, yeah, I'll go. I mean, my vote is Returnal. I'm also going to say Returnal will probably win this category. Best VR AR. I have not seen the Hitman 3 VR. In fact, I've not played any of these, but I have heard a lot of good things about Resident Evil 4. I do really want to try the Lone Echo 2 one at the moment as well. When I eventually get a new headset, because my current headset is broken. So yeah, I reckon Resident Evil 4 is my vote and is also the one that's going to win. I definitely do want to try out all the other ones though. Innovation in accessibility. Now, I don't typically have a look at all the accessibility options in games, but I do remember when Ratchet and Clank came out, they did go on a lot about how many different accessibility options are in that game. So I reckon Ratchet and Clank will probably win that one. Okay, best community. Recognizing the game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, including social media activity, game patching, etc. Probably not going to be Destiny 2. I mean, I've heard tons of great things about Final Fantasy this year, so I can't really do a vote myself for this one, but I guess Final Fantasy will probably win it. Best mobile game? We don't play mobile games on this channel. No, I'm only joking. Again, I have not played any of these mobile games, but I'm guessing that Genshin Impact will probably win it. So, best indie. Now, I have not played some of these. My two favorites are definitely going to be Inscription and Kena Bridge of Spirits, because I play they're both of those are on my Game of the Year list this year. They're so good. And I really don't know. I really don't know. Both of them are really amazing, and both of them were like just really good all the way from beginning to end. I think Kena will probably win this. As for my vote, I'm gonna go with Inscription. I mean, okay. Well, this is outstanding creative and technical achievement. I mean, obviously, the technical side will go to more Kena, creative side more Inscription. But yeah, my personal vote here is probably going to go to Inscription. It was so creative and so intriguing. After I played the first hour of that game, I went to work the next day and I just couldn't stop thinking about that game. I was just like, I just want to get home so I can play more of this game. And it was freaking amazing. I definitely think Inscription is going to stay with me longer than Kena. So I think definitely Inscription is going to be my choice for best indie in this category. Alright, so best score and music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Now, I'm literally just played the first 6 chapters of Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy, and already the music has been like a standout. Near Replicant also has a really, really good just kind of music track to what you're doing in the game. I reckon Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy will probably win this category, and my vote's probably the same. I haven't played Artful Escape. I don't remember too much of the music from the other two. So, yeah, go for Marvel's. Though Near Replicant is definitely a close second. Best art direction. Now, again, I have not played The Artful Escape. I did not particularly like the art direction in Deathloop or Psychonauts 2, is what I will say. I think, for me, this category is going to be between Ratchet and Kena. And that's a tough one. Because Kena is such a pretty game. When you're clearing the forest and everything comes out, it's just so pretty. But then you have Ratchet and Clank, where you're going down that grind rail at the beginning and you just have that vista of that city and everything before you, and it's just like, wow. I don't know. I'm very tempted for Kena here, because I think more consistently it has this amazing art direction, whereas Ratchet is not quite as consistent with it. So I think probably Kena there, but the winner, I'm not sure. Probably Ratchet. Okay. Okay, so best narrative they put for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Right? And yet, they have not chosen any games, any JRPGs, which basically live and die by their narrative. I'm not saying the narrative in any of these games is bad. I haven't finished Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm 6 chapters in, but the narrative is definitely above average for a video game. Psychonauts 2 as well. The narrative, I said the narrative. The storytelling in that game is in this game is actually really good. It's because all of the different worlds that you go to, all of the different levels are inside people's brains, and there are like just all of these like environmental storytelling aspects of them that tell you about that character, about their fears, and who makes them what they are. Honestly, I'm not that too impressed by narrative by Deathloop or like It Takes Two again is fine. It's above average. I have not played Life is Strange True Colors yet. But if it's anything like the last game, I'm not sure. I feel like out of all these, Life is Strange will probably just win it because it's the only game here that truly focuses on a narrative. If I had to choose out of the games here, my choice would probably be Psychonauts 2 because of just all of the actual narrative, like all of the storytelling elements within that game, even though I don't think the overarching story of this game is that great. Again, I might go for Guardians once I finish it, but I don't know yet. But what just gets me is, where's Tales of Arise? I'm sure there are probably other like JRPGs that have come out this year that have, I mean, I'd have to go check, that have better stories. Where is Tales of Arise? I mean, I played through Tales of Arise last month, right? And again, it is a 50-hour story. It is a Goliath of storytelling. It's like almost like a whole trilogy of films all in one game. How can any of these other games, like Tales of Arise gives its characters 50 hours to grow and adapt to each other and progress. And we see that through Tales of Arise. We see the characters bonding with each other. Characters who initially start out like hating or distrusting each other to begin with. We see these narrative, like these epic plot twists that happen. And where is it? Like, what do the Game Awards think a narrative is? I mean, okay, it's obviously like the jury here, right? It's obviously the fact that these people on the jury have likely not played it. And that's why it's not on here. But it is it's a darn shame. It's especially because it is in a previous category. How can it not be in Best Narrative? Like, I mean, even among the Tales of Arise stories, I think this Tales of Arise, story-wise, is pretty average compared to the other Tales of games. But even so, the Tales of average is still far better than most other games. So where is it? Sorry, I should move on. Ran over. It just annoys me so much. It's like, okay, you know, this is the Game Awards. It's like, okay, choose the best book, right? And then the nominees are a book, and it doesn't matter, whatever, any kind of book, a sponge. Almost knocked over the microphone. A sponge, a glass of Coke, a McDonald's lunch, and I don't know, a candle. Choose the best book. It's like, what do they think a book is? You know? And that's just honestly the opinion I get from this. Maybe I'm missing something here. You know, feel free to comment down below if you think I'm missing something as to why Tales of Arise was not chosen as like the best narrative in this category, or not chosen for this category. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and game design. If this is talking about like something new, I mean, honestly, I think my vote here is just going to go for It Takes Two. If we're talking about best direction stuff, like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a great game, but it's just the same game. It's just the same Ratchet and Clank game we know, just with new weapons and a second Ratchet, essentially. Psychonauts 2, pretty good in this. It had some pretty good, like, creative elements to the game, and creative decisions, but I still wouldn't have said it's outstanding in its creative vision or anything like that. Returnal is definitely a choice here, and Deathloop is. I'll go quickly over Deathloop. Deathloop is basically the roguelike kind of genre, which has just been getting more hyped over the last couple of years. I don't think this wins because it doesn't trust its player in order to work out the puzzle for itself. It kind of leads you by the nose. I think, for me, it's definitely between It Takes Two and Returnal. I think Returnal will probably win this because it, I think, is the more popular, but who knows? My vote is probably It Takes Two because there are not very many games that you can only play co-op. And this game is not only a game that you can only play co-op, but it does it fantastically. It takes that as its strength. It's not a game that has to stand on its own whether you play single player or co-op. It is a game which is made for co-op and designed, purely around the co-op, and it does it so well. There's so many things that just wowed me in that game. And then finally, the game of the year. So I think Ratchet and Clank will win this. My personal favorite this year, probably It Takes Two. I think my vote here would probably be It Takes Two. But I think for the winner of this, it will probably be between Ratchet and Clank and Resident Evil. But I think Ratchet and Clank will probably win this. Unless there's probably just, unless people who have not had a chance to play it on their PlayStation yet just don't vote for it. But yeah, well, that has been my nominees and predictions for the Game of the Year awards this year. We'll see in a month, kind of, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, we'll find out. And also my kind of rant for what people think a narrative is in this game. In this world, it's like, don't get me started again. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'd really like to hear what your nominees are for any of these categories you really have a good opinion about in the comments below. Please let me know. This has been That's Steph and Rich. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.